Okay, class. It's time for lunch. Everyone line up to the cafeteria. Except for Carl and Lucy. I need to have a word in the classroom.
Mrs. Gray. Why are we staying in the classroom while the others left for lunch?
Well, Carl, the reason why you and Lucy are staying in the classroom is because you physically punched Amanda 700,000 times this past Friday at recess. Why did you do that?
It's because she called me and Lucy crybabies and it really pissed us off.
So what? All because she called you names. Sure, Amanda would have got written up for that. But you still don't punch her for it. That is against the school rules. Come on, let's go to Principal Robin's office right now. And I mean, right now.
You did what? You did what? Oh, my God. Carl and Lucy. That was a very wonderful job of punching Amanda 700,000 times this past Friday. Are you fucking serious?
Yes, we are really sorry.
You're sorry? What? You're sorry? No. You're kidding. That's the most pathetic thing you did to Amanda. And do you two know what's going to happen next?
Let me guess. You're going to call our dad over here.
Yes, that is exactly what we're gonna do, but first I'm calling Orson and Ursa over here. I need Orson and Ursa to my office, please. Thank you. And as for you, Carl and Lucy, don't even think about moving a muscle until your dad comes.
Thank you, Captain Barnacles, for coming to this meeting on such short notice.
No problem, miss. My niece and nephew already told me what happened this past Friday with my precious daughter, Amanda physically getting punched 700,000 times by Carl and Lucy. I was very worried about my daughter and her injury, so I hope my precious daughter, Amanda, is doing well.
Well, to be honest, it's a lot worse than you think. At first Amanda started calling Carl and Lucy names, but they became the victim when Carl and Lucy started beating Amanda into the ground. Just because Amanda called Carl and Lucy crybabies, that also offended Carl, and so Carl and Lucy teamed up and physically punched Amanda 700,000 times this past Friday.
And now, Amanda is too scared to come to school again, but will recover from her injury, all because of how badly she got hurt from Carl and Lucy.
Oh my ultra hyper god Carl and Lucy. You will be punished when we get back to the octopod.
Oh, and another thing, we thought it would be a great idea to keep Carl and Lucy in after-school detention for 1 hour so that they can be the only ones walking home from school until nighttime. That way, they won't punch, hurt, or attack anyone like they did to Amanda, Susie, and Rosie as well. You two are committing a serious crime of bullying, and next month is Anti-Bullying Awareness. Who do you two think you are? I've worked here for 7 years and I had never seen a case of bullying this bad in a long time. That is literally the most childish and immature thing, like when you tried to fight Susie, or when you tried to kill Rosie in a battle. But this is far much worse than what you've both done in the past.
I have to agree with everything to what Mrs. Gray said. There's no chance Amanda would forgive you two for what you did to her. And thanks to you, she is now homeschooled until she comes back tomorrow, except that she'll encounter you two again.
Oh my gosh. Carl and Lucy. We are extremely angry at both of you for what you did.
But we are really sorry. We regret what we did to Amanda. We couldn't control our anger from what she said that offended us.
I agree with my babe Carl. We are extremely sorry for what we did.
Apology not accepted.
Shut your fucking ass up, Carl and Lucy. That's it. You both are suspended for 10 years. Go home right now and never come back to this school again.
After all that?
Oh my god. Carl and Lucy. I can't believe you punched my precious daughter, Amanda 700,000 times this past Friday. You two are now suspended for 10 years. That's so it. You two brats are so grounded for 730 days. Now go back to your cell and think about what you two brats did, or else I'll beat you both with my very own belt.
In Amanda's room.
Hey Amanda. How are you feeling?
I'm actually feeling a lot better now. I don't know how I got punched 700,000 times this past Friday. But I'm still ready to go to school tomorrow.
That was actually Carl and Lucy that punched you 700,000 times this past Friday. I grounded them for this. And they'll be getting a punishment day. Anyways, I think it's time you get some rest.
Okay. Good night, Dad.
Good night to you too.